wow. Just wow. Hi, guys. I'm not starting this off like I normally do. Hey, Brent.
Hey, Jim.
Just what a happy time we have here. We got, happy birthday late to my son Finn, who turned 9 on the 21st. We got another birthday in the house right now. Brent, along with his lovely wife Bridget. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And happy birthday to Finn. Yes.
Thank you. And happy 9-game winning streak.
Yeah. That might be the biggest part of this whole thing. I think that
Who is this? What is this? It's incredible. I texted you 7 wows in one shot
You
yesterday.
did.
I think it's that. I mean, they were dead in the water. I thought on Sunday. 8 innings of just
nothing.
dull baseball, nothing entertaining, and the next thing you know, you're gonna get a double by Bryce, a base hit by JT, and a walk by Crawford. What a heck of an at-bat by him.
Yeah.
And then Edmundo swinging out of his shoes a couple times, but still
kept it fair.
Job done. and Brian De La Cruz, and then next thing you know, Kyle Schwarber ends it, and that was chilling. It was
magic. It was magic.
It was just not something I expected in that moment. There's something clicking with this team right now.
Mm-hmm.
I told you yesterday I'm ready to get my heart broken, but gosh, this run is just fun right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, you just said it all. I think they're finally finding a way to contribute, all of them, like in their ways. And I think I saw something earlier today or yesterday, I can't remember. This is probably the most effective bench we've had in quite a while. They're Hill, De La Cruz, and Sosa lately, although we talked about it recently on here, he has not had his best season by the standards we've come to know for him. But of late, he has been finding ways to be more positively, impacting the game.
One thing with him, the glove never goes away.
Right,
So,
he's great defensively.
I mean, and he showed that the other night with when Painter was pitching, and he was able to help him get out of a little bit of a pickle there.
And Nola
into a little bit. And Nola's been excellent.
I don't know what got into him. Maybe it was. I mean, you said it. What did they find in Iowa when they were there? Because that's where Nola really, really, I think, has from then on has been. I mean, he was better in the second half generally, but that was a vintage Nola performance in Iowa, and he has kind of continued on with that.
It's the knuckle curve. I mean, that pitch has been devastating for him. It's always been a good pitch, but when he is on with it, it's borderline untouchable.
I read something, there was a theory that Stubbs is better for him because he's smaller, and it makes him throw to a smaller area. It forces him to kind of... I don't know. I don't think that's a terrible theory, but yeah, whatever works to get him. Because I mean, if you can have not just 3, but 4, and even when Painter, you could have 5 guys down the stretch here in September pitching pretty dominantly, or at least very effectively, at the very least.
Painter looked like the guy they drafted.
Yeah.
This most recent outing, and he was striking guys out. He didn't walk anybody, so the control was there. That's the big kicker right there. You're able to control the zone.
Yep.
You're going to get your outs. You're going to do exactly what you need to do to keep your team in the game to win.
His confidence is there. He looks more confident.
The fastball looks lively.
Yeah.
You can see that zip. It's not 100 miles an hour, but it's
no. But it's live fastball.
It's got life.
Like we talked about, because you can throw 98, 99, but if it's flat, it's going to get hammered. He's got movement. There's life to it. It's getting on guys a little bit quicker, and that's what you want to see from a guy like him or a Wheeler, a bigger framed guy.
That's what I was going to bring. It's looking like Wheeler's fastball, just exploding out of his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, if he keeps that up, look out. We're in a good spot as far as our 4 and 5 pitchers. Our 1 and 2 haven't been as premier at the moment, but I expect them to get back on.
I mean, Sanchez still leads the league in wins, I believe, for starting pitchers, which isn't the main measure. I mean, ERA to me is more of a measuring stick for how effective a guy is. Wins is kind of that's not entirely into their control, the pitcher. So I don't know how much stock I put in
I
that,
mean,
but
he did get bailed out of a loss yesterday, so
he did. He did.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
There, like the main thing I want to talk about is those bench guys. If we rewind, we rewind until what, spring training. You and I had this conversation. Ryan De La Cruz. I mean, if he was up with, who knows what would have happened if he's been up with a big club this entire time instead of them signing Dylan Moore.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has been excellent. He's been solid in the field, and he's hitting 340.
Yeah. Yeah.
He puts the ball in play, and when he puts the ball in play, he hits it hard. He's putting the ball where it needs to go, and in the moments that he needs to do it too. When every time he's up in a big moment, he's doing something.
Yeah. No,
that way.
He doesn't fall short in the clutch. That's yeah.
We reserved how we felt about him early on. I think we were happy that he was doing really well in his winter ball.
Yeah.
And it's kind of carried over because he was hitting well in AAA, and here he is. He's staying with the club.
Right.
I don't so he's not going anywhere, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's those little guys that are making the big difference right now. Like, if you're not seeing it from your 1, 2, and 3 guys as much as you would hope to. Sure, Schwarber did his thing yesterday. He did his thing in Iowa. Turner has a game here and there. Bryce has a game here and there.
Well,
but it's everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, though. You can't just be a top down team. Everybody's gotta, contribute, and when everybody's contributing, it's going to put guys like Schwarber in a position to do what he did yesterday.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing. If we see this in September, and if they make the playoffs, which it looks right now, they're looking better for that.
Yes.
If they're in the postseason, and this is the formula they go with, because let's be honest, the last several seasons, this has not been the formula. The formula has been Trey, Bryce, Kyle. We're leaning on them, and when they don't perform, which they largely haven't the last few seasons in the playoffs, the team falls flat, falls apart. But if you have all these other guys getting on base, putting the ball in play when they get their chances, stealing bases like Stott and Crawford, it just adds all these components, and it's not something that a pitcher can pitch around. You can't just, okay, I'm going to pitch around these 3 guys because we're going to have easier outs down lower in the lineup. You talked about it. Crawford worked that walk. That was a veteran at bat. That's what he did yesterday. He didn't overswing. He knew the situation. He knew what was coming up, and he knew it was like, I don't need to make the big swing here. I need to just keep the chain moving. I need to keep this moving. Let the next guy do it. I'll pass the baton. And we've talked about it. His baseball IQ, his intelligence for a kid that age is off the charts, and he's only going to get better physically because you're going to get the muscle memory and just get used to it. But having that mentality at that age is a huge asset, and it's only going to serve him well moving forward. But
following up on him, we wanted 275 for him, and we'd be really, really, really happy. And he's hitting what, 270?
He's right there. So he's basically right.
I'm really happy.
Yeah,
I love watching this kid play.
Me too.
He had a big at bat on Friday, getting sack fly.
Yeah, that was a smart. Again, that's where we talk about his smarts. He's a ground ball guy, but he knew there a simple fly ball would get the run in, and that's what he did.
And it was plenty deep enough.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I was lucky enough to be there Friday, so that was an exciting one.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But so get to see a walk-off win is always fun. But watching Justin Crawford, watching Bryson Stott, watching. Oh gosh, it's hard to say. Alec Boom.
Yeah,
right
I mean
now.
he's and it certainly, to your point, it could change by next week. I hope it doesn't, but we could be having a completely different conversation. You don't know.
It's the approaches right now. It's that next man up mentality it's cliche these days, but you hear that. It's everybody else. Your Derek Hills, your Edmundos, your
De La Cruz's.
De La Cruz's, even Garrett
Stott.
Stubbs, at times. And Stott has been a difference maker, at least in my opinion, for this team.
Well, and honestly, in the field, he's playing second, third, and I still don't love. I'm not. I still don't love the defensive alignment. I get that, oh, it's working, okay, but Bryce is in right field. His potential for injury is still high. I don't like that, and it's great right now. But one little thing with his arm where he feels something pull or tweak
Get worried, yeah,
that
every time.
I just it's an unnecessary risk, and that's where I'm at. I don't want to be sitting here in a month saying I told you so when he's out with a season-ending elbow injury or something. But
Right.
right now, yes, it's working. The batting order, I still don't like a rise in the middle. I still
We'll,
think you could
we'll
be
get
doing
that.
better,
We'll get to that.
but yeah, I don't like it. But
I, it's right now. I can agree with the defensive alignment. I think if Bohm's not playing, put Bryce at first. There's no reason to put Schwarber at first. And he did okay. You know, they're still winning games when he's at first, but I'd rather have Bryce there. You know, I don't care if you're getting him off his feet as a DH. Just keep Kyle at DH. There's no reason for him to be at the
yeah,
field when Marsh plays a solid left field and De La Cruz or Hill play
no,
a
right,
solid right field.
yeah, you've got that figured out.
You're
Yeah,
going to be better in the outfield with that alignment. I still think. I mean, there's so many different things they could do, but they'll figure it out. I mean, right now it's working. You win 9 games in a row. You'll take whatever.
yeah. I mean, I'm not
Whatever
obviously you're not going to
happens.
make changes at this point. I'm just saying, long term, I'm still not sold that this is going to be the
I
winning formula necessarily.
I agree, but to I guess Don's point, they're not really making mistakes. At least the guys that have
Sure.
been shifted around aren't making mistakes because you still get your errors from Trey from time to time
Yeah,
here. And,
yeah.
um,
No, but Stott plays wherever he plays. I mean,
and Stott plays more than above average.
oh, absolutely. He's an elite defender no matter where you put him. I mean, that's just
Absolutely.
yeah. And Arise is a good second baseman. I mean, he's
Solid. I mean, there's plays that he doesn't make that Stott would make.
sure. I'm not putting him at elite defender like Bryce. I'm saying he's good, which he's good. He's better than Bohm, but he's not
Yeah.
nearly on Stott's level either. So he's kind of in that.
Oh,
Anybody's better than Turner too. So
yeah, I mean, but it's working. So we're not
yeah,
going to complain right this second. There's this team is just exciting right now, and I want it to stay that way. They're in a good spot. They have the series. They have a long road trip coming up, and they need to come away with a lot of wins again.
yep.
We said this last week. They need to win series, and lo and behold, they didn't lose a game since the last time we spoke. And
That's true.
Let's see how long this goes. But I mean, 2 out of 3 in Seattle. Hopefully maybe a sweep in Anaheim, and then 2 out of 3 in Arizona, and I'm happy.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. They've got, and then the Braves coming up. Obviously, we're sneaking up on them in the standings, but
And
that's going to be a telling series because obvious. I don't need to spell that out. It's a huge
that's
series.
that's a 4-gamer, and it's at home.
Yeah,
There's little wraparound series that you don't see that often. You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for that. One.
yeah,
But that should be an exciting series, and hopefully has that was it 07 feel or whatever year it was that the
with the
Mets
Mets.
collapsed.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and we're the guys that do it. So maybe we'll have that moment. But I do want to get to the lineup and the order of where it stands. I know you feel some type of way, and to a point I can feel some type of way about where Luis Arraez hits in this lineup. So you go ahead and take the floor and tell me your thoughts of why this doesn't work for you.
Well, again, it's right now they're having success, but we also saw them not have success with this for a chunk of a week, and I think that this isn't the end all with this. I do think there's going to come a point where this stops working, and it's not necessarily going to be because the guys aren't trying or they're not feeling confident or anything like that. I mean, Arise is not a middle of the lineup guy. I think it's just it's overthinking it to put him there. And I mean, this also goes back to you and I have strongly felt that Kyle shouldn't be leading off. I mean, I simply, if you swap the two of them, that would fix everything for me. Like, I don't care what you do. You could do whatever you want because Bryce could bat 2 through 4 or whatever. Like, I think Bryce could do fine in there. He's getting walks, and this was part of what we talked about. I think this is like, and I think you had a theory as to why. Although he leads the league in walks right now, and that a lot of those walks came before Arias even came into the lineup. So he's had a good year looking at pitches and not overswinging, not chasing. He's been a lot better at pitch selection this year than he has been, say, the last 2-3 years. He's having a solid year. I mean, I'm pretty happy with the year Bryce is having. He's, I think he's on pace for at least 30 or so. What's he at, 20-something homers now?
26 right now.
So low 30s. I think he's probably going to end in the low 30s for homers. Maybe get to the 90s for RBIs. I'm okay with that, especially if he's walking, getting on base, and forcing pitchers to have to pitch to guys behind him. But I kind of wish one of those guys was Kyle. I just think Kyle would do better in that spot too with guys on. I mean, you saw what he did yesterday. He knew the spot. He knew what his job was. Obviously, he did more than he had to do by hitting the ball over the batter's eye for a 460-foot home run or whatever ended up being.
But as it stands right now, if you have Trey Turner up in that moment, do you expect them to even tie the game? Not tie the game.
No, I don't.
Tie the game, win the game in that moment.
No, probably not. I think Bohm, though, probably, yeah, maybe I feel a little bit the way he's going right now. It's a hot streak thing, right? Like, you go with the hot hand, or you can't always go with the hot hand. In that situation, the batting order is what it is, but
happened to be perfect.
it worked out, yeah. But I don't know. Again, it's working right now. I think what I go back to is when I look at this team and the talent they have and the personnel specifically and their skill sets, do I see this as the lineup that's going to succeed in the playoffs? No, I don't. I just don't. I think it's worked for the past week or so, which is great. You need to rack up wins however you can get them. I'm not complaining, but I've watched baseball a long time. I know you have too.
Yes.
This is not, to me, the combination of players that's going to succeed in the playoffs. I just don't think it's going to work. I think they're going to fall short if they stick with it.
You're going to get it in your mind that this is going to be the lineup we're going to see in the postseason.
Yeah, unless they stumble mightily down the stretch.
Sure, old school Jim is opposed to Luis Arias hitting 4, but him hitting there is putting less pressure on everybody else. Because he's the guy that's going to put the ball in play 95% of the time. He doesn't strike out, not often. But if I have Luis Arias hitting 4 rather than Alec Bohm, I have more confidence that he's not hitting into a double play. He's not gonna strike out in that big moment. Kyle, from time to time he struggles with contact. And I'd rather Luis Arias in that particular moment hitting 4 to put the ball in play and not strike out when there's 2 outs.
Well, 2 outs, yes, but if there's less than 2 outs, Arias does hit sometimes into double plays because he makes contact. And there's the argument I think you could make where if there's less than 2 outs, a strikeout from Kyle is maybe not the worst thing in the world if it still gives you another shot with 2 outs to drive the runs in. I think there's an argument to be made there that Arias, that's a reason why he's a top of the lineup guy, because he does make contact. And if there's Trey is on base or nobody's on base when he makes contact, there's a better chance that it's going to set the table. But again, I know this is a stubborn old school approach, and I don't think you change it until it doesn't work. I agree with that point. It's working. They're winning games. They're having fun, and you don't mess with that while it's working. But if, like I said, if we go on this road, let's say we go on this road trip and they just get into a funk for whatever reason. They struggle. They lose 2 out of 3 in Seattle. Then they go to Anaheim and lose 2 out of 3 there, and they're just not scoring runs. That, to me, is the time where you have to say, all right, it was a fun run with this group the way we had it. Let's try something different. And that's, to me, when you make the change, if it happens.
Having the shakeup yesterday with the lineup, I wasn't really thrilled with it. Because we didn't have Arias yesterday to start. We didn't have Bohm to start yesterday.
Then Stott went down.
I can't slot Stott in the 4 hole. You expect
right.
You expect the same. He's expecting the same results. He's not the same kind of hitter that Luis Arias is. Yes, Stott can put the ball in play. He's very good with his pitch selection. but he doesn't do the same things that Luis Ariz does.
No.
I mean, not as consistently. And he's been better since June, but
Yeah.
But you need a Luis Ariz in that situation. You might want to put Stott 2 yesterday and drop Trey to 4, but
Trey could bat 5 or something like that. I don't see that as, I don't know if I love him at 4, but I could see putting him at. Yeah, no, I know, but I think Trey, I do need to see more from, and more consistently, and I think we've talked about that. I want last year Trey. I want 300 hitting Trey. Stop trying to put the ball in the air. Just hit line drives and ground balls. Use your speed. We don't need you hitting home runs with the group that we have right now. We just don't. And honestly, they haven't been hitting that many home runs lately. They've been playing kind of small ball. They've been sacrifice bunting. They've been sacrifice flying. I mean, I love that. Throwing out the whatever the batting order is, just that approach in general, they're doing what it takes to get runs, and I think that's great. I like seeing the bunts. I like seeing this kind of old school 90s, early 2000s approach where it's like whatever it takes to get the runs in, they're doing it. And it's, we talked about earlier, everybody's participating. You've got the bench guys coming in, doing what they're asked to do. You're seeing, JT actually of late, his swing has looked a little bit better. I think he's going to go in and out of it. I don't expect JT to be on a heater for a really long time. I think that's just not where he is in his career. But, he has had a couple of games of late where I've seen his swing. And it's like, okay, he kept his bat. He's not out in front. He's been keeping the bat in the zone a little bit longer. I don't know if it's just he happened to be seeing the ball well against those particular pitchers or what. But, it's good to see. I think it's contagious, too. We talked about that before. Hitting is contagious. You've heard that since you were a kid, right? You just hit, you hit. And it's like, well, he did it. I can go up and do that. And it just kind of feeds in one into the next, and I think you're seeing that with this group right now. But it's again, I need to see this sustained over a significant period of time. A week, 10 days is great. I want to see it for 3 weeks. I want to see it for a month of, and if I see that until the end of, we're talking about like 3 weeks into September and they're still doing this, okay, then I will say this lineup is fine. Not how I would have put it together, but I was wrong. I'll admit then that, I was wrong. I'm not ready to admit I'm wrong yet because it hasn't been long enough for a period of success, sustained success. And we've seen this group falter when it matters too many times in the past. I think that's just where I'm at.
I mean, the small ball's working. We don't need the home runs. If you look at this winning streak, they've scored 7 runs, 9 runs, 7, 6, 6, 4, 7, 12, 6.
Yeah, 12, yep.
No less than 4, barely no less than 5.
Well, and I think
great.
That's
how they win games.
Don is a big part of that. I think Don has a little bit more of that old school mentality with the move runners over, do the simple things. He's a big on bunting kind of guy with the right personnel. I like it. I like that too. And I think, you pair that with the starting pitching depth that we've suddenly found, because Sanchez is going to do what he needs to do when it matters. Wheeler, I'm a little less certain of right now because I think one with the age thing, and I don't know. He's fine. Don't get me wrong. He's fine. We have a good, and Luzardo's been great too. I think starting pitching wise, we're in better shape than just about anybody in the league right now. The bullpen is still a big concern, though. Duran is obviously Duran. I don't have concerns with him. Bolin has, I think, emerged to be a reliable guy. I don't love our left-handed options, really. As far as some guy, you'll have a guy here or there will step in, have a good outing. Then it's like, well, you pitched well last time, and now you're getting rocked this time. I don't. That's a big concern. But again, if our starters are going 6 innings, sometimes 7 innings, you're going to give the team a good chance of winning if the offense continues to perform this way. Like, I think they could get by on that formula with just 2 reliable guys at the back end and maybe one other guy in that pen kind of stepping up come playoff time. But
McFarland looks pretty good. Hopefully he can keep this going.
That's true.
I do enjoy watching this kid pitch.
Yeah, no, so do I, and I think you equated him to Orion
This
in
year's
his rookie,
Orion. Yeah.
but and Orion was great until we got to that Diamondback series, and he just kept throwing the
Sweeper
sweeper
pitch. Yeah.
nonstop. It's like, dude, they're not going to swing at that. It's 4 feet outside. You need to set up use the fastball
I
to
mean,
set up that
uh,
pitch.
there's a lot. There was a lot going on in that particular series. So,
Sure. I mean, the
you
offense
shouldn't have.
died too.
You also shouldn't have Kimbrel in situations. That's
Yeah, it was a lot going
that.
on.
That is well in the past at this point.
Sure. But I agree with
It's
you. McFarland might be that other guy, but they're lacking left-handed reliability right now in the
yeah.
pen.
I mean, I'm not going to trust Jose at all.
No. And
I mean,
honestly, Rayleigh hasn't impressed me at all.
yeah, it was a good pickup, and then he just hasn't been what
No.
he's been
He
all,
reminds me
all
of
season.
Kennedy. Was it Ian Kennedy that we got
Oh,
years from
geez,
Texas?
yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
was like he had such a good first half with the Rangers that year. Then he came here and he was just terrible. And I'm not. It's not the same because Rayleigh's not meant to be a closer. He's a middle relief guy, basically. But um, yeah, that was disappointing. I thought he would at least be, the third ranked guy in our bullpen. Like I thought we could rely on him for that, but not going well so far.
I mean, at least for the moments when where we need them, Bolin stepped up, and
Yeah.
he hasn't been as sharp, but he's still been decent. And then Duran's been just awesome for a majority of the season. So
Yeah.
it's good times right now. I certainly hope they can keep this going into September, which is creeping up on us, and that's not going to be an easy month. So, I mean, we're pulling away a little bit in this in the wild card standings. They're creeping up on the Braves, so we have a chance to overtake them soon.
Yeah, we're
I mean,
three games back. I mean, the Braves have lost three. Was it? Or they? I'm sorry, they're 3-7 in their last 10. So they're not, and we're 9-1. So that will close that gap a little bit. But like you said, there's a month left, or a little over a month left, and it's going to be a tough month. It's going to obviously be. What did I say last week? I think that the rest of August was going to be a big determining factor in kind of what their fate was. Well, since I said that, to your point, they haven't lost a game, and they've not only haven't they lost a game, they've played convincingly and confidently. They know what they're doing. They go out with a very clear goal in each at bat. The approach has been good. These are all good things. They have to sustain it, and I think that's my thing. We're going to see because and just so our listeners know, we've got kids starting school. We've got a couple things coming up here, so we won't be back the next 2 weeks with you guys, I believe.
Sure, yeah.
But after that, it'll be a good point to check in because that's going to be a really good, kind of evaluation point in time to say, has this approach continued to work? And if it has, where are we in the standings? Have we caught the Braves? Have we solidified a wild card spot essentially at this point? We're going to have to figure all these things out. So it'll be interesting to see where we are in that.
Right now, I think the goal right now. I mean, I would love to pass the Braves, but they got to catch up to the Cubs. I don't. I think four. I think four should be bare minimum. I don't want to face the I don't want to face the Cubs in Chicago for a wild card series. I can tell you that. So.
Yeah, that wouldn't be great. And the Dodgers are, right there where they always are. They're right there with the.
But we'll get to that. Hopefully this time next month. We're excited. We're even more excited than we are right in this moment. It's as we've already said. It's been a good run this past week and a half.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
I really don't have any other points to go with today. I mean, I love that there's really no negatives.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of a couple if you want me to.
Well, I did already with the
okay.
the lineup thing.
I do have one gripe with the game that it was at on Friday.
Okay.
I sat first row right field, and you know who didn't interact with us at all? Mr. Bryce Harper. He was like most boring right fielder. He didn't look at the fans at all. He did his bow and his little fist bump, but when he did that, his eyes were not on the stands at all. I can tell you that. He threw the ball. He threw one ball up into the second deck, and after warming up in the first inning. I mean, Jordan Walker was a little bit more interactive than everybody else. And let me tell you, that dude's a big dude.
Yeah, he's tall.
But I was talking to the wife, and she was thinking that he just probably has a lot of pressure on him. He's always in the eye of everybody. So maybe it's just that. So, but
I don't know. Maybe it's a sign he should be back at first base. I don't.
I did tell her like he's not going to be in right field next year. We'll see. But it is what it is. Hey, we're winning games. I don't really care in the long run, but as what he's like in the outfield as far as interaction goes, as long as they're winning, as long as he's not putting too much on himself and over swinging. So we're in a good spot right now. Let's keep this going, and with that, wrap us up.
All right. Well, you guys can listen to us on Spotify or Apple. You can watch us on YouTube at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. Follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Phillies Unfiltered Podcast, Instagram at Phillies Unfiltered, and Twitter/X at Funfiltered. That's PhunPhiltered.
So that's how you spell
it. Yes.
Well, yeah. Thanks for getting it right this week, where I completely botched it.
It's okay.
So, well, folks, thank you for taking this half hour with us today and enjoying it as much as we did. But let's keep this run going and get some late night baseball. Hopefully, we can all stay awake.
Seattle,
and watch some fun baseball games. But with that, Brent, I hope you enjoy the rest of your birthday.
Thank you, sir.
And as always, go Phils.
Go Phils, and happy birthday, Bridget.
All right. Easy, folks.
See you guys.